Live visuals now coming in of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Prime Minister Modi now beginning their bilateral meeting in Hyderabad House in the national capital. The two leaders are expected to discuss a range of issues, including strategic partnerships, defense ties, trade ties, and much more, environmental concerns, among other things. Earlier in the day, the British Prime Minister received a ceremonial welcome at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Remember, all of this comes at a time when British MPs have voted that a House of Commons committee in the United Kingdom will now probe whether Boris Johnson misled the British Parliament about attending illegal parties in Downing Street during the coronavirus lockdown. He's battling that on the home front even as he makes this visit to India. Well, today the UK Prime Minister has already in fact said that ties between the two countries are the best they've ever been. This is the second day of the British Prime Minister's two-day visit to India, and in a short while from now, the two leaders are expected to hold in-depth talks on strategic defense, diplomatic and economic partnerships between the two countries. This morning, Boris Johnson tweeting, saying from climate change to energy security to defense, the partnership of our democracies is vital as the world faces growing threats from autocratic states. What we know is that Britain has set to offer India knowledge on how to build its own fighter jets, a license for faster deliveries of defense equipment, and a range of trade deals are also likely to be inked during this meeting. There will be press statements from both the leaders expected in about a couple of hours from now. Following this, the British Prime Minister is also expected to interact with journalists at around 4 o'clock today. Now, whether, of course, the Ukraine war and India's ties with Russia will be discussed or not is another big question. Now, we've heard Boris Johnson asserting that India has already strongly condemned atrocities in Ukraine and that everybody understands that India and Russia have a different relationship historically. Akshay joining us at this point. Akshay, the substantive part now of Boris Johnson's meeting about to begin as he and Prime Minister Modi now have these direct bilateral talks. What's on the agenda?
Well, there are several key things on the agenda right now. Three things have been talked about by both the sides. One is defense, then there is trade and diplomacy. So let's start with diplomacy first. Essentially, while UK has not, in the statement that was issued by the British High Commission, they have not spoken about the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, but one line that is very prominently highlighted that says that currently the world and several states are under threat from autocratic states and their sovereignty is at stake. So India and UK, countries like India and UK should strengthen their defense cooperation, to strengthen their diplomatic relations and cooperation on the global arena to stop such autocratic states, clearly indicating at Russia as far as the invasion is concerned. The second thing, that is trade. We have seen that in the past several years, UK has been trying to shift its trade cooperation from European countries to eastern part of the world, including countries like in the Southeast Asia as well as India. India has been a key trade partner for the UK. One of the key importance between these two relations has been trade for the past several years, but it hasn't seen that substantial growth because UK has majorly relied on European Union as far as trade is concerned. But now, after the Brexit, things have changed quite significantly, and now UK wants the Indian businesses to start investing in the country. We have seen yesterday when Mr. Boris Johnson was in Gujarat, he was prominently talking about how Indian businesses are start creating jobs in different parts of UK, in southern part of UK, in the eastern part of the UK. So that has been one of the key highlights of yesterday's visit to Gujarat is concerned. Then defence is in fact one of the most important thing that Mr. Boris Johnson has been talking, and he will be talking to Prime Minister Narendra Modi about the defence needs that India has to defend its territorial integrity as well as its trade in the area of Asia-Pacific, because we have seen that China has grown its influence as well as has been acting quite aggressively when we talk about the South China Sea. Entire Quad has been talking of free and fair South China Sea, and that is why UK has also offered to provide its own technical know-how as far as the highly superior fighter jets that it operates, or the helicopters that India is in fact in a bid to develop its own. UK operates fifth generation fighter aircraft, and India itself is trying to create a similar kind of fifth generation technology in its own country. So that is where UK can play a significant part. Majorly we have relied on France for providing engines, providing major technology as far as radars are concerned, but now UK pitching in with Open General Export License, which is called OGL, and that means that the bureaucratic need and the timing that is required to deliver defense equipment will be shortened, and India is the first country in the Indo-Pacific which is being offered with this platform. So certainly there are key issues. There are key issues that the world is facing right now. One of the most important thing that most of the countries are focusing on is how the invasion of Ukraine has impacted the global order, has impacted the finances of most of the countries. So that remains a key issue, and for countries in Europe, the most important thing is to strengthen relations with other countries, especially at a time when a country like Russia is at the doorstep and invasion of Ukraine is already on. So remains to be seen that what exactly will be the talks later on, but UK has offered its technical know-how in 5 areas of warfare, including the 3 conventional: air, land and sea, and besides that cyber and space as well. So with UK's help, India can certainly grow leap and bound as far as the technological know-how in these areas are concerned. And also clean and renewable energy has been one of the prominent talking point of Boris Johnson and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where both of these leaders have agreed that renewable energy can reduce the reliance on fossil fuel and the imported oil that India relies on heavily.